Rational Expressions, Addition and Subtraction, Part 1. To add or subtract rational expressions, the first step is to find the least common denominator. Second, write equivalent fractions with the LCD from step 1. Third step is to keep the LCD and write it in your answer. Fourth step, combine the numerators. Fifth step, simplify if possible, and remember to factor first before you try to simplify. First, I want to look at some problems that already have the LCD. So when we see this problem, this one is actually just plain fractions without any variables, but we're adding the fractions. So we make sure we have the common denominator. We're going to take it and put it in the answer. We combine the numerator. You can write them on one line or just combine. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then reduce if it will. And this one will not reduce. For our next example, we are adding fractions and we have variables there. We do have the common denominator. So we'll go ahead and put it in the answer and combine on the numerator. 4 plus 7 is 11, and this will not reduce. For our next example, we are adding two rational expressions, so just fractions with letters in them. We make sure about a common denominator. We have it, so we will put the x plus 2 in the denominator and combine the numerators. These numerators are not like terms, so the only thing we can do is write them on the same line. We're not going to be able to reduce here. You're not allowed to take off a piece of it when it is not a product. Right, another example, this one is subtracting rational expressions. We do have the common denominator. We will put it in the answer and combine on the numerator. So we'll write them on one line. Right, and this one, because we can factor the numerator, we might be able to reduce. So you would always try to factor. We can take out a GCF. Take out the 3. It leaves x minus 2 over x minus 2. And you are going to be able to reduce. You can divide out the x minus 2. And it leaves us 3. I have one last example of adding and subtracting rational expressions that already have the common denominator. So we're going to go ahead and take this common denominator and put it in the answer. And on the numerators, you want to be careful on this subtract one, because this subtract or this minus is going to apply to every piece of that second numerator. You might want to just go ahead and distribute it through. So if we do that, we will have a minus 2x, and be careful here, you will have a plus 10. So I'm going to just write everything on the same line. So I have a 7x minus 5 minus 2x plus 10. And then we'll combine like terms on the numerator. 7x minus 2x is 5x. And negative 5 plus 10 is a plus 5. Denominator is staying as x plus 5. And we would try to factor the numerator to see if it will reduce. We can take out a GCF. So that would take out a 5. It would leave x plus 1 over x plus 5. And this one will not reduce, but you couldn't necessarily tell that up here. So you needed to go to the factored form. Since it will not reduce, either of the last two answers would be correct.